Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Inferno Friday. Today we're going to be talking about Thorns and how Blizzard is probably going to buff that affix. We're going to be talking a little bit about PvP and a few other things. And then of course we're going to be doing our weekly item giveaway. So let's get right into it. Diablo fans recently pulled a blue post from Blizzard talking about Thorns. As you guys all know, Thorns really sucks. Thorns is a horrible affix on items and no one ever gets it. Most of us just ignore it. It's not an affix that anyone's really farming for. I mean, once on our channel we made a thorn set as a joke. We got up to like 22,000 thorns damage. It was kind of fun to run through hell. But we all know it's just a horrible affix, and Blizzard is finally going to be changing it and improving it. It looks, they say, it leaves a lot to be desired. They also say it's not a bad stat per se, which I definitely disagree with, and maybe you guys do too. But they say they don't have anything planned for short term, but long term, they've considered various improvements, allowing it to benefit from primary stats, building in additional passive support. These are things we've actually talked about in the live stream. Wouldn't be too hard to fix Thorns and make it a little bit better. One of the things we talked about is just instead of making it when enemies hit you, just make it so it ticks once per second or twice per second in an area around you, and maybe the radius of the tick would be equal to your pickup radius. So that way another stat that's not very valuable could also get some more value, and maybe Thorns wouldn't suck so much. But what I thought was really funny about this post is they told us several different options they're thinking about using and admitted they don't know what they're doing next, which is great. But a couple weeks ago, when we asked why we haven't gotten a PvP update yet, they said it's really hard to give an update when they don't know exactly what they're going to do yet. Because they say if they tell us different options they're considering or something that they're leaning towards, and then later they change their mind or they pick something else, people are going to get really upset about it. That's exactly what they've done right here. Now, I know changing Thorns isn't as big of a deal as PvP, but I think this is a good example that you can tell us what you're working on. You can tell us the options you guys are considering. Get feedback from the community. Learn how we feel about it before you get your ideas in cement. I think maybe they didn't learn their lesson when they didn't have a full beta before the game came out, but getting feedback from the community, allowing us to tell you how we feel about things, it's just like having millions of employees working for free, in my opinion. And so I wish they would do something similar with PvP. But real quick, just touching on PvP since we're talking about it, Blizzard was asked recently at the WCS Finals about PvP and if they'll ever make it an esport for Diablo. And they say right now they don't have plans to make Diablo 3 an esport, which is of course what we've heard from the beginning. They don't want to make Diablo 3 an esport because that requires all kinds of balancing and it might compromise the integrity of PvE, and so they want to keep PvP just a fun, lighthearted side thing you do in Diablo and not the main focus. I was surprised that they haven't altered from that at all, because as we've seen, Diablo 3, it's had a little bit of a letdown in the first few months so far, and we're really expecting a lot from PvP. As we know, PvP was originally supposed to be released with the game. There was working PvP, I think, a year and a half ago in beta, and so the fact that they've put so much work into it leads me to believe that they've changed their mind a little bit about how seriously they want to take PvP. And I still wouldn't be too surprised if they decided to make it more of an esport, because I think PvP could really be Diablo 3's saving grace. But I guess we'll have to see what Blizzard has in mind for patch 1.1. I really hope they do PvP justice. They've been working on it for a long time, and they're not telling us what they're working on, so we can only hope it's going to be really awesome. So after that, I wanted to just touch on Hellfire rings and salvaging. As you know, if you salvage a Hellfire ring, you don't get much. You get a little bit of essence and some tears. It's worth practically nothing, which is really a letdown for how much work it can take to get a Hellfire ring. And they decided, okay, we're going to let you at least salvage them down into brimstones, maybe something else. They're talking about other ways that you could get stuff from salvaging Hellfire rings, so it's not a complete waste of time. They said originally they didn't want to give you brimstones because they thought that would be a way of brimstone farming, which I don't know. I don't know who would farm Hellfire rings to get one brimstone every couple hours, maybe, if you're really fast. So that made no sense to me in the beginning, and now Blizzard's kind of admitting that doesn't make sense. We'll at least give you some brimstones. And they're also saying they're considering improving the worth of brimstones in general, like having new crafting plans or new things you can do with brimstones so they aren't so unvaluable like they are right now. They've gone way down in price, as you guys know, and they're just crafting just isn't what it was a little while ago because, well, what you can make from crafting just isn't good compared to what you can find, as a lot of you guys know. Now, the last blue post I wanted to discuss was actually a couple of blue posts talking about botting and hacking in the game. I know a lot of players have been complaining that Blizzard isn't doing enough to get rid of the botters and hackers, and they kind of came out with this response saying, our team is working around the clock to do whatever they can to get rid of botting and hacking, but it's really difficult as new programs come up, but they are doing whatever they can according to this post. They also say that more botters and hackers are getting banned than you realize because although they will announce it when they ban a whole wave of botters, they're constantly banning individual botters and hackers, and they're not going to announce it every time that happens. So it's a little more of an optimistic look on Blizzard's take on botters and hackers. Hopefully that's accurate. They are getting rid of them. It looks like, of course, they have gotten rid of some of the people who are duping and using other hacks, so it looks like we're moving in the right direction, of course. So just one last thing before we do our weekly item giveaway. Just yesterday, I made a budget CM wizard guide on how you can build a CM set for less than 1 million gold that can actually stay alive in MP10 pretty well. So you guys on twitch.tv were asking me for this for a while. I finally made it. It was actually a lot of fun, and I think you guys will like it, so I'll put an annotation up to it. It's about 30 minutes long, so it's kind of a long watch, but if you have some time, it just walks you through step by step how you can build a CM set in the auction house for, I think, under 900,000 actually. And I think it'll be pretty helpful, and I enjoyed making it, and you guys have asked for some new ones, so I think in the future I'm going to be making a CM set guide for a bigger budget, maybe like 100 million gold budget, and then also an Archon wizard guide. I'm not sure how cheap we can make that yet, so I'm going to play around with it in game, try to get a good feel for what we need, and then I'll release a guide for you guys who want to play Archon instead of CM. So that's all for that. We're going to do our weekly item giveaway now. First up, I just want to announce the winner of last week's item giveaway is Twizzly. Twizzly wanted the IK helm, and so you got it, man. Twizzly, the best way to pick that up is to come on over to twitch.tv. There's a link in the description. Either come on the channel and let me know you're the winner, or just leave me a message on there. And so this week we have actually a couple new items. What's going to happen is I'm going to show you the 3 items we have. If one of them is an upgrade or something that you would like, then you can leave a comment in the description. I'll randomly pick one comment, and that person will get the item they asked for. So last week we had an Oculus, but the damage actually wasn't that good on it, and I just wanted to get something better for you guys. So I got this Oculus on the auction house, excuse me, that has a little bit better damage, 126 to 409, really good damage, pretty close to max damage, 9.5 crit chance, and some other good stuff on there. Reduce the cooldown of teleport by 3 seconds. That can be really helpful for CM wizards. We got these IK irons. I got a pretty good deal on them. They actually have 28 crit hit damage and max crit hit chance with a bonus 246 armor. They're actually really nice IK gloves, and I didn't pay that much for them. I'm not going to tell you how much, but really good for a barb. And we have this Wailing Host still with some dexterity on it, extra armor, 4.5 crit chance. Pretty standard dexterity Wailing Host. So again, if you want one of those items, leave a comment below. Let me know which one it is, and we'll randomly select one person to win the item they asked for. So that's all for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please stop on by the live stream sometime and hang out. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I'll have another video for you soon.